And a good Saturday midday to you. This weather video is driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin City Subaru, and 802 Honda, all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. Streak of snow that moved through last night is exiting out of the region. We have this upper level system that you can see that's pretty much the controlling influence east of the Rockies. It's really suppressing the jet stream, and most of the heavy action is down in the Gulf coastal areas. A lot of thunderstorm activity, also cold front, plowing some colder air with some snowfall that's taking place. It's going to be moving into the middle Atlantic states. Unusual for this time in April for sure. And this will be in the Washington, D.C. as it looks later on today and tonight. The other interesting feature we have here is this very strong area of low pressure that's off the Washington, British Columbia coast. It's very powerful. This is cut off in the upper atmosphere, so it's producing and pumping up a ridge of higher pressure. Indeed, this ridge of higher pressure continues, and then we're seeing most of our weather coming in basically from the parts of the northern and western portions of Canada and the Yukon. Looking at the European ensemble, the deterministic model is just not handling a lot of the features right now, and this is the European model, usually the highest skilled and very solid, but this is showing a ridge of higher pressure, so we're watching this area of low pressure exit out of the region, and this is going to be taking place on Sunday. Still some influence. And then it works on out of here, and then we get this ridge of higher pressure, and this is a bit of a change. The ridge of higher pressure begins to build as we get into Tuesday morning, and you can see that kind of arcs here. Here's our second little shot of jet stream energy. Again, the jet stream is generally suppressed further off to the south. Surface low will take place off Cape Hatteras, the middle Atlantic coast, Carolinas, and then take a track that may affect us here. Some of the lows earlier have 51-member ensemble have been as far north as New England. So this is valid for basically Wednesday, and this is when things could change. Right now it looks like it'll be a dry day, but that could change. So Monday and Tuesday are our better project weather days, and then we get into Wednesday and a little bit of that system exits. It looks like it's not a big deal into Thursday. And you can see that a lot of volatility now as a area of low pressure to the north probably drags some sort of a cold front through, and a mild intrusion out ahead of that. So this would suggest potentially some tropical-like rain, maybe some thunderstorm activity. And then we have this system here. This is a lot of energy, and it's tracking across the country. You can see a very strong area of higher pressure being indicated by the models, suggesting a very cold air mass, probably very strong blizzard conditions or winds and snowfall in the Dakotas. This is about 7 days out, so just keeping that track. More than likely a good gusty south wind with another mild intrusion with this setup. And then the area of low pressure tracks along the St. Lawrence Valley. That would suggest maybe some winds, but this is way into the early part of next week, and model volatility a lot lesser skill lately. So that main action should be pretty much backloaded beyond this period, but a volatile period is a possibility. Now, in the meantime, we're looking at not a whole lot going on here, very limited. We don't have any wind issues as well. This is the GFS ensemble, and you can see introducing a little bit of rain mixed with the wet snow as we get past the 12th, 13th. Folks at the Weather Prediction Center, this is the total QPF quantitative forecast precipitation product, and you can see this is 1/4 of an inch, this is 1/2 inch, and we're somewhere in that area with a quiet weather pattern. This is an area that they're just getting absolutely hit here with this particular storm pattern across the coastal areas of the Pacific Northwest into British Columbia. And recently they've had an atmospheric river that's been setting records for this time of year, this late in the season, coming into California. That has since moved inland. Now this is the current centered on Burlington, the GFS ensemble temperatures. You can see that it's fairly cold, but we do moderate in temperature, and approximately roughly about 5 days out or so, we see a lot of variability, and you can see some advertisement of very warm temperatures and very cold temperatures. So a lot of volatility. The models really don't know what's going on, and the Europeans actually worse on this than the GFS. And again, we're looking at the 5-day maximum temperatures running below normal in Vermont. 3 days later, still below normal. Where is it warm? Basically in the southern and western areas, and just go back 3 days, you can see that that hasn't really changed. These very cold air masses continue to hang around the northern plains into the prairies of Canada, closest to the Rockies, the high prairies. And last but not least, well above normal temperatures back in the Arctic, but also in the Antarctic. But note there are some colder spots, and that's not as much high latitude blocking the areas around the North Atlantic as Greenland. Everywhere is warmed up. There are some small areas in Asia, China. But look at North America. This looks a lot like the pattern we saw back in December, where the rest of the globe was warm, except right here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.